The U.S. Army takes to the streets of Washington, D.C. tomorrow for peaceful purposes. The nation's oldest service branch is celebrating its 250th anniversary, which just happens to be President Trump's 79th birthday. Some lawmakers say the festival and parade reek of politics. Capitol Hill correspondent Erik Rosales joins us with more.
Good evening. It was around this time 8 years ago that then President Donald Trump attended Bastille Day celebrations in France, which he apparently loved and was the inspiration for Saturday's military parade. While some lawmakers on Capitol Hill support it, others say it's a waste of taxpayer money. Current estimates from the U.S. Army put the price tag as high as $45 million.
I would save the money, but it's, if the president wants to have a parade, he's the president and I'm not.
Others agree and tell me a military parade in the nation's capital projects the wrong image.
We haven't seen a parade of tanks and thousands of troops and flyovers by military aircraft in our American capital in decades. And that's on purpose because that's more typical of capitals like Moscow and Beijing and Pyongyang than it is Washington, D.C.
Never been a big fan of goose-stepping soldiers in big tanks and missiles rolling down the street. So if you ask me, I wouldn't have done it.
But Senator Lindsey Graham says Army soldiers and history should be celebrated.
The men and women in the parade are not goose-stepping soldiers. They're proud Americans, and it's the 250th anniversary of the Army. We should all celebrate it. And one way you celebrate, you have a parade.
Former Navy pilot Senator Mark Kelly has a message for President Trump.
Donald Trump, he's thrown himself a military parade, but he doesn't know what it means to serve or put country before himself.
Army officials are expecting hundreds of thousands of people to attend, among them protesters speaking out against President Trump. Crews are laying out nearly 19 miles of barricades around the parade festival area and even the U.S. Capitol. Thousands of police and Secret Service will be on site.
Donald Trump, before the eyes of the world, issued a direct threat against any protest here in D.C. against his fascist military parade. Well, guess what? This just means there must be, and in fact there will be, protest here in the streets of D.C.
This will be the largest parade in Washington, D.C. since 1991, when the National Victory Parade was held to celebrate the success of the Gulf War. That parade cost around $12 million. At the Capitol, Erik Rosales, EWTN News Nightly.